The latest issue of Empire magazine is now available in stores and digitally, which gives us somewhat of a glimpse into Avatar Fire and Ash. So if you want to read the full article for yourself, then I highly recommend taking out a subscription, because it not only shows the support for the writers, but it also encourages them to do more of this fantastic work going forward. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And in this video, I'm not going to read the article word for word. Instead, I'm going to basically give you somewhat of an overview of what we know, as the article didn't provide us with any new images, as most of the information has been revealed late last week and earlier at the beginning of this week, and I did do a deep dive on some of the concept art, so I recommend you check out those videos if you want a bigger breakdown. Now, as we all know, the epic battle, or skirmish as it was referred to in this article at the end of The Way of Water, was incredible, but apparently that was just the beginning. According to production designer Ben Proctor, that encounter was nothing but a skirmish. In Fire and Ash, he teases, quote, "We're going to see an airborne and waterborne battle for the ages, as the Pandoran forces and RDA clash in a really interesting environment," end quote. Now, we don't really know yet what that environment is. Does he refer to the Ash Village, or does he refer to the monstrosity which we know as the factory ship? The article then talks about James Cameron's world building being brought to life by the incredible artists Ben Proctor and Dylan Cole. While Proctor focuses on human technology, Cole brings Pandora and the Na'vi to life. As Cole describes it, quote, "Ben is Earth and I'm Pandora," end quote. Together, they continue to explore the vast hidden corners of Pandora, and as Proctor puts it, quote, "Each new film gives us a chance to open up a door that was closed before and go, check this out," end quote. So we know in Avatar Fire and Ash, it's essentially opening the doors to the Ash Clan and the Wind Traders, and although Avatar 4 and 5 is still years and years away, it kind of already excites me about the possibilities on not only future movies, but possibly spin-off comics, maybe new games in the future, or maybe even a spin-off series. That would be really interesting, having some sort of animated series, you know, kind of in the style of the Star Wars Clone Wars series or the Bad Batch. Something to that extent. It would be really awesome to see maybe a prequel series, perhaps based on Earth, showing somewhat the origins of the RDA, featuring a younger Quaritch and how he eventually ended up on Pandora. You know, you can still have the same voice actors of the characters from the movie. That would be something really interesting. Now, as stated, one of those new doors in Avatar 3 leads to the Mangquan, known as the Ash Clan, previously an unseen Na'vi clan. We know they have suffered great calamity. As Cole states, quote, "They used to live not too dissimilarly to the Metkayina from Avatar 1. They had a natural disaster befall them, and that sort of helped shape their culture," end quote. Now, we know a volcanic eruption basically affected their homes, destroyed most of their village, and I've already stated in a previous video that some of the designs, the concept art of the Ash Clan, has a lot of similarities to the concept art of the Metkayina, so I do wonder when this volcanic eruption happened and if we will get some sort of flashback to show how it all went down. Now, unlike the lush and vibrant landscapes of Pandora, their world is bleak, a wasteland scorched by volcanic eruption. Their village resides in the ruins of a massive burnt out home tree, and their homes are made from charred wood. But rather than being mournful, their misfortune has hardened them into warrior. As Cole stated, quote, "They're not a mournful people. They're a bit more of an aggressive people. It's this is us now. It made us stronger and harder, forged by fire," end quote. So this shows me that the Ash Clan essentially accepted their fate, and it is possible why they're kind of cut off from Eywa. I don't really know their entire relationship to Eywa. Perhaps they blame Eywa for the volcanic eruption, for not saving them, and that is why they are on their own, and why Varang is kind of like worshipped by her people. Now, speaking of Varang, we know she's played by Una Chaplin and is a fierce leader who rides an intimidating multi-winged flying creature now known as a night wraith. Cole reveals that behind the scenes, they jokingly called the creature Ashley, but he said he prefers another nickname, stating, quote, "I call her Freddy 40 Fingers, like a mobbot," end quote. Additionally, the Ash people have a fascination with human technology, which makes them certainly a formidable threat. This makes sense looking at the concept art, where we see the Ash Clan warriors at the bottom with who I presume to be Quaritch holding human weapons, and also if you look at the concept art of Varang with the Night Wraith, you can also see the Ash Clan warriors wielding what seems to be rocket launchers, but still human technology. So them stating that the Ash Clan have a fascination with human technology makes sense when looking at the concept art. Now as for the RDA, after their humiliating defeat in the Way of Water, they are certainly not holding back. Proctor states, quote, "Jim early on told us that go big or go home is the RDA's internal motto, and looking at their new ship, the factory ship, which is far larger than the Sea Dragon, it certainly seems that way." Proctor continues, quote, "They built a new monstrous machine that is twice the length plus of a Sea Dragon and 2.5 times as tall. Essentially a moving oil platform that is designed to capture and process the tulkun on an industrial scale. The RDA sees them as a big fat ball of money swimming through the ocean, and they've developed this amazing machine to go after it." End quote. Now I've already spoken about the factory ship and how I think it'll function in the ocean, but I do wonder its defensive capabilities, because we see it being surrounded by sea dragons as well as dragon ship, and I honestly cannot wait to see this in the movie. I've always been fascinated by the RDA's technology and the design of their tech, so I'm really excited to see this in the movie. Proctor then concludes stating, quote, "Coming out of these vehicles is an army, and all of that leads into a war. At the end of Avatar 3, what we're going to see is something of a scale in terms of conflict that we have not seen before." End quote. So we're definitely going to see a massive war on Pandora, much bigger to the scale than we've seen in any of the other Avatar movies. Now this article also briefly touched on the Wind Traders, as we saw the reveal of Peylak, the Wind Traders chieftain, played by David Thewlis, and we also know that the Wind Traders is officially called the Tlalim clan. Costume designer Deborah Scott describes the Wind Traders as, quote, "They're upbeat, happy, colorful. They fly all over Pandora. Whatever it is, round, square, I don't know, and they bring goods. And when they come into our movie, everyone's excited to see them. It's like the circus is in town." End quote. Now we've already actually seen a member of the Wind Traders clan before in Frontiers of Pandora. The lady that does the rotating store every week, Kukulope, is actually from the Wind Trader. So I do wonder if she's going to be mentioned in the movie or perhaps shown, but I'm definitely interested to see how the Wind Traders are going to function, especially with the big jellyfish-like creature. Deborah Scott then concludes, quote, "The way Thewlis carries himself, he's got great posture. He's absolutely stunning in the movie." End quote. And I'm honestly really excited to see David Thewlis in the movie. He was fantastic as Professor Lupin in the Harry Potter movies, so I do wonder to what extent he's going to change his accent in Fire and Ash, but regardless, I really cannot wait to see a still image of him in the movie. Now there is a bit more in the article that they talk about Peylak and the Ash clan, so like I said, I recommend you check out the full article for yourself. If you're outside of the US or anywhere where you cannot get a physical copy of the Empire magazine, like myself, then you can just download the Empire app and do a digital subscription where you get the magazine delivered straight to your phone. That is what I did, and that is the easiest way and also the cheapest way, because as we know, The Path to Pandora is a monthly series where we will get monthly updates to Avatar Fire and Ash until its release, which is December the 19th. So what do you think about all of this information about the factory ship, about the Ash clan, about the Night Wraith, and about Peylak? It's been quite a jam-packed month for Avatar news, and I'm quite surprised about the amount of content we got out of this issue of Empire magazine, which makes me really excited to know what we're gonna get next month. Are we gonna get more concept art? Are we gonna get our first movie still? I don't really know, but let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in the next issue of Empire magazine, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.